funny, as I'm making this vlog, I actually look terrible. But I'm in a clothing store right now. It's like a vintage clothing store. You can trade in your clothes, so it's like kind of like upscale vintage stuff. And you know, I think this is actually really a great place for guys to go to find that one unique piece. You know, I don't really talk much about fashion on the channel because honestly I don't think it's the most important when it comes to attraction, but if you can find one item that looks pretty cool, it's just different than what other people are wearing, girls will notice it and they will comment on it. So try to see if you can find any kind of like vintage upscale clothing store in your neighborhood, even if it's a Goodwill. That's not really upscale, but they sometimes have unique items and be cool to use to you know, upgrade your fashion a little bit.
This is what happens when your boyfriend decides to come up behind you and scare you, and then you drop your phone on your toe and it starts bleeding.
It was an accident. So just recently I fired my accountant. And the reason is because they were doing a very bad job and weren't helping me lift the load off of my shoulders, because I'm always getting tax documents sent to my place and constantly, and there's a lot of stuff to deal with. And so what I decided to do was fire my accountant and hire a new one. So this morning I got on the phone with my new accountant and I'm making breakfast and I'm talking to them and I'm basically letting them know what's going on. Hey, I'm getting all these tax documents sent to my place, and I don't know what to do with half of these. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm tax illiterate, so I don't know what's going on with all this. I have a very unique setup to my corporation because my business partner is foreign, and so it gets very complicated. So I told him, I'm like, listen man, I need you to handle all this stuff, okay? I want all the documents sent to you, you deal with it, I'll pay you, and we'll figure it out. And he said, okay. And how simple was it to have that conversation and hire that out, even though I gotta spend a little bit more money, but now that relieves me of a ton of stress. A ton of stress, because I'm always stressing out about getting these documents in on time and figuring out what it means and deciphering and emailing back and forth with the old accountant to only find out that there's more work I have to do. So it's just piling up. What I did was I went right to the source, figured out what I needed to do, and hired someone to help me. Why I'm sharing this with you is because this is an important aspect in terms of your life. I want you to be figuring out who can you get in your life to be hired. Now, you might not have enough money to do this, okay? But maybe you do. And if you don't have enough money, it's not just getting someone that you're hiring to do stuff for you, but it's about talking to people who are already doing the things that you want to get good at. So right now, for example, you're watching this channel, you're learning about dating advice. So you're learning from someone who's teaching you, who's helping you along the way. I want you to do that with every area of your life. Where are the little parts of your life that you need help, that you're struggling? Can you hire someone like a coach or someone to help you through this process? Can you talk to someone who's already been through it, who can mentor you through this? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about what are the areas in your life, even specifically to dating and attraction, that you need help with, and what is it, and how can you hire out, or how can you do the right research to find that information? It seems like common sense. I know it does, but if it was common sense, maybe I would have done this a lot quicker with what was going on in my business. I was just getting lazy and I wasn't thinking and being conscious of the fact that there's a problem at hand. I need it solved. It's not going the way I want it to. And you know, the answer could have been, well, work harder, try to figure it out, try to study and figure out what these tax documents mean and talk to a bunch of people. But instead, I'm working smarter, not harder. I'm thinking, who can I get to help me through this, to make this process faster, whether they're helping me for free or I'm paying them. Well, I did it again. I ended up making a big mistake, something that I need to learn for the future. Another mistake I want to share with you. Had an appointment today, took a Lyft there, and ended up with a dead phone. So now I'm stranded in Los Angeles with a dead phone and too far to walk home. So what are you supposed to do? I wasn't sure. So I started walking around until finally I ended up finding a Lexus dealership. And I was like, all right, maybe I can walk in there and some guy or girl will end up helping me with getting a charger for my phone so I can get back home. So I walk in there and some guy's working. And I was really nice to him. I was like, hey man, told my situation, my phone's dead, I need to get home. He was like, sure. He went out of his way, stopped work, stopped exactly what he was doing, found me a charger. That charger didn't work. He went and found me another charger. And then in the middle of this, I'm so grateful for him trying to help me out when he had no reason to. I wasn't a customer. And then out of his way to be like, hey man, can I get you some water? Is there anything I can get for you? And I was like, no, I'm good. But I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I rarely get to experience, I'm not saying that people suck, but I'm just saying I really get to experience when someone is completely awesome to you for no reason. And that just made me feel good. Like it gave me this sense of humanity being awesome, because, you know, we see a lot of crappy things and we hear a lot of crappy things in the news. And I don't know, I just wanted to share that with you, not just because I made that dumb mistake, but it just feels good to know that there are people out there doing great stuff. And I feel like we're kind of all in this together. It gave me the sense of like community. It's like, wow, I forget that, you know, this is not a world where we continuously think that we're better than other people or people are better than us. We're all on the same level. It's like we're all going through the human experiencing. It's like we're all going through the human experience trying to help each other out no matter what. You know, I like that. And I don't think we think about that on a deep level. And I want you to remember that the next time you're going up and talking to a girl, right? Is that the fact that we're all in this together, you know, we're all on the same level, we're all on the same playing field. Just because she looks really pretty, just because she's all dressed up, that doesn't make her better than you. We're all doing this together. So it shouldn't be as much of a big deal for you to just go up and say hi to a girl and start a conversation. You know, it shouldn't be thinking that girls or even guys are better than you because they have more money or because they work somewhere prestigious. None of that stuff matters. Don't forget that we were all born the same way, naked.